Meanwhile, over in the United States, 2 members of the National Guard were shot and seriously wounded on Wednesday near the White House. The incident prompted an immediate lockdown of the White House, although President Donald Trump was in Florida at the time. Our Seung-jae has more.
Authorities in the U.S. say a suspect is in custody after 2 members of the National Guard were shot on Wednesday in a busy area of downtown Washington, D.C., not far from the White House. The incident prompted an immediate lockdown of the building, although President Donald Trump was in Florida at the time. The shooting unfolded during the late afternoon when foot traffic and government activity in the area were still heavy. An officer from the D.C. Metropolitan Police said a back and forth had occurred after the suspect turned a corner and opened fire at the National Guard members. FBI Director Kash Patel said both guardsmen are in a critical condition. The motive behind the attack also remains unknown, and investigators are now reviewing surveillance footage and interviewing witnesses who were in the area at the time. The suspect was taken into custody after he was shot and subdued by other Guard members nearby.
On a somber note, we had, and some of you may have seen this on your phones or on social media, but apparently there was a shooting outside the White House just a couple of hours ago. And we're still learning everything. We still don't know the motive. There's a lot that we haven't yet figured out. But
Speaking to troops in Kentucky on Wednesday, Vice President J.D. Vance called on anyone who's a person of faith to say a prayer for the 2 National Guardsmen. Tourists close to the crime scene were also caught up in the incident as shots were fired in an area that's heavily secured.
I was walking around and I was trying to get to the White House, and I see all the guns drawn and I see all the weapons and I see all the Secret Service out, and I was like, okay, something happened. So what happened?
Authorities say the area around the White House has returned to normal operations, but the investigation is expected to remain active for some time. Federal and local agencies are coordinating to determine whether the shooter acted alone, what led to the encounter, and whether the victims were targeted specifically or were caught in a broader confrontation. Seung-jae, ArirangNews.